Hi, I'm Kevin with Olde Towne Bikes, and we are here with Suzie Snyder, the 2012 Xterra National Champion, riding with the Olde Pro Team, and we're just going to have a few questions for us about our racing and everything. So I'm going to get right to the points. What's your favorite beer?
It's actually a new one. It's called Summer Shandy. It's a little bit of a lemonade beer combo. It's delicious.
Very nice.
Very refreshing.
I good post riding beer.
Awesome.
Awesome. Very, very good. So how long have you been racing Xterra?
This is my 10th year. I started in 2003.
Very nice. And what kind of got you into that?
I was finishing college, and I was a track runner, and I realized that I would no longer have a competitive sport and a competitive outlet, so I started looking, and one of my friends had been doing Xterra, and he always had cool stories, so I thought about it, and then we hosted an Xterra event at the park I worked at. I was lifeguarding, so we helped him put on the race, and I saw it all happen, and it looked pretty cool. So I already knew how to swim and run, I just didn't know how to mountain bike. So I borrowed a bike and just taught myself.
All into that? Very cool. Very cool. And so far in your career, what do you think is your biggest accomplishment you've had?
Probably winning national championships last year. I was definitely not one of the favorites for the race, but everything came together for me, and it was just one of those days.
Just on fire?
Yeah, absolutely.
Very nice. Do you have any bigger goals that you want to achieve?
I'd like to win Xterra World Championships.
That'd be awesome.
The ITU Cross Triathlon World Championships, if that continues. Always got to go for the worlds, right?
Absolutely.
Rainbow.
Yeah, I get that rainbow jersey.
Yeah.
So we know that most professional athletes, in all disciplines, have a very strict diet. But there are times where you just got to break away from that and sort of indulge. Is there any guilty sin that you have when it comes to eating or anything like that?
Anything dark chocolate.
Anything dark chocolate?
Or ice cream. Or gelato.
Or beer?
Yeah, beer I can moderate pretty well.
So obviously with Xterra being off-road triathlon, swimming, biking, and running, how do you kind of mix up your workouts? Do you stick just with those three disciplines, or do you add other things like CrossFit or yoga or anything like that?
I do, well, I have a coach who plans it out for me, so I have the easy part of just executing everything. But I do strength train and I do yoga, try and keep a little bit of balance in my life. And especially with triathlon, everything is moving straight forward. I try and do some lateral movement in my strength training and keep all the core balancing muscles kind of holding me together through the year. So that's important.
And outside of racing,
I don't know what you're talking about.
Racing is your fun.
Racing is my fun. Yeah.
And when you're out there, whether you're running or riding or swimming, what's kind of going through your mind? Take us through what's leading up to the beginning and the start of a race, and what's going through to the finish. What are you thinking about?
Usually I'm just thinking about my own race execution and plan. I might have somebody in mind that I want to hang with at certain points, but for the most part I'm just thinking about putting out the best effort I can and knowing that will end up giving me the result I'm looking for. Usually, being an off-road event, it's a little bit unpredictable and you never know sometimes what's going to happen, and sometimes you get surprised, but I try and just keep my cool and not let outside people and factors really influence me too much, and just keep my head on straight, really.
And through racing and our training and everything, how do you kind of set your goals? Like what do you want to achieve in a given year or in your career?
Usually I'm just trying to outdo my own self. So last year I was 5th in the Xterra Point Series. So of course I want to move up. I'd like to be top 3 this year. Right now I'm sitting 3rd after 2 races, so it's a good place to be. Outside from that, it's really just improve on places and improve my own performances as far as improving my skill and riding certain courses better technically and things like that.
Very cool. Is there anything that you kind of do in your training or racing that might be different than either your teammates or those that you compete against that you know of at least?
I don't know what everyone else does. Everyone is kind of secret secretive about their training. They
You
don't
mean-
want to reveal their secrets.
Do you have any secrets that you want to reveal about your training?
No.
No, of course not. What would you consider the hardest event you participated in?
Definitely an adventure race. It was 3 days long, took almost 70 hours to finish. It was mountain biking, running, navigating, with map and compass, canoeing, a little bit of rock climbing. Just the pure duration of it was physically demanding, it was mentally demanding. It was just very different from anything I had done up to that point because it was so long. And it was at night. It was just complete, utter exhaustion by the end.
Would you do it again?
Yeah, I'd think about it, but I don't know that I'd say yes.
Did you plan to prepare specifically for that, or was it just something that sort of came up?
It just kind of came up.
Just came up?
Yeah, I was doing some shorter adventure races, 12 and 24-hour races, and then this race came up, and my team got an invite, so we just said, sure, why not? And we just went for it. Turned out okay. I think we finished third or fourth.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Awesome. Any really weird thing that's ever happened to you while you're riding? Sort of a strange event, something weird you've seen or happened or whatever while you're out either training or racing?
Well, I think the strangest event was falling asleep on my bike during that adventure race. My teammate actually did the same thing. Luckily, I didn't crash like he did, but yeah, falling asleep while riding your bike is not something you expect.
Yeah, that's something a bit different. I don't think most people have ever experienced anything like that before.
Yeah.
What would you consider the best mountain bike course you've ever ridden?
There's an Xterra in Canmore, Alberta, Calgary last year, and it was absolutely gorgeous. It was technically challenging. It was a lot of single track, and you did 2 laps of it, so you got to see it all twice, and I think it was just it was fun, and it was difficult, and it was beautiful, so I'd say definitely Xterra, Canada.
Very cool. So obviously you get to travel a whole around a lot, see a lot of good places. Is there any place that you haven't been yet that you're really looking forward to go to sometime?
Yeah, I'd like to see a little bit more of Canada, maybe some of the Northwest. I have really haven't been to Oregon, or I haven't done much in California that I've heard is amazing. Anywhere different. I love new places. So.
Anyone that you looked up to for inspiration or guidance? Sort of role model, mentor, anything like that?
Yeah, it's funny, some of my teammates have been my biggest role models. When I just started the sport, I had a picture, or a poster of Allison Dunlap on my wall, and she was wearing her world champion jersey and all her accomplishments surrounding her. And of course it was a Luna jersey, so it was kind of, she was just such a role model because she was good. I had met her once because I lived in the city and just kind of random, but yeah, I looked up to her. And then Shawnee Van Laningham, I looked at her taking one of her mountain bike skills camps. And at the time I was in college and I couldn't afford it, and I wanted nothing more than to take Shawnee's skill camp so I could get better.
Oh, nice.
And now it's just ironic that we're teammates.
You're on teams, yeah. Very good. You also got the Georgia Gould, Catherine Pendrell, so definitely a whole lot of good people you can always look up to.
Yeah, a lot of inspiration. I had, Georgia last year at the World Cups, after she had been leading 2 or 3 of them and then lost them in the very end for various reasons. You could see the pain on her face, that the disappointment and the pain that she had worked so hard for it, and it was finally a World Cup win that she'd been looking for so long, and then it disappeared. And you could see the pain, and that just it inspired me for the rest of the year to work hard in training and to race as hard as possible and just have that fire to win. Very inspirational.
That's absolutely awesome. Is there any advice that you want to give anyone who's looking to get into cycling or triathlon or Xterra, anything like that?
go for it.
Go for it.
Nothing to lose. You know, mountain biking is your own power. You know, if you crash, you're only going as fast as you let yourself go. You know, you're in control, and you know, if you just want to take some chances, you go for it. If you want to play it safe, you play it safe. But you're out there. You gradually will get a little bit better over time, and it's a whole lot of fun. So no fear.
No fear.
Can't be afraid.
There you go. And last question I have for you. I'm sure a lot of people want to know this. How many Luna bars do you think you eat?
Oh, well, if you count Luna protein bars, Kids bars, Cliff Kids bars, probably at least 15.
15 bars a week.
Probably.
Good thing they're sponsored, yes.
Yes. They are delicious.
Anything else you'd like to add?
No, just thanks for taking care of me all the time.
No, that was all.
You know, having a mechanic, but being on the other side of the country is kind of frustrating. So, you know, coming in and knowing you're going to do good work on my bike is